Okay, the Fiat Punto. Well, it has to be said, now and again I get some bad cars, and I think this one's probably one of the worst. Let's see if we can actually get this up to 60 miles an hour. Oh, it's not looking good. Not looking good. Oh dear. 60. Blimey. Well, I don't know where to begin with this one. I think we'll start with the positives and then come to the negatives afterwards. Now, anybody thinking about buying one of these cars is going to be doing so because they probably have a good idea of what they're all about. If you don't, walk away now and don't ever think about one ever again. Aesthetically, they're quite pleasant to look at. Inside, be warned, this is a terrible, terrible car. Now, okay, back to the interior bits. Rear view vision's not too bad at all, to be fair, considering it's a small car. If the headrests are up, people in the back, you're not going to see a lot, it has to be said. But I don't think you're going to get 3 people in the back, so you might be able to see between them. Side mirrors, good size actually, you've got a good vision there. If anything, they're a little bit too low, it'd be nice to see them a bit higher. Instrument cluster, very clear to read, not obstructed by the steering wheel. There's a lot of noise coming from this car. Very, very noisy car to drive indeed. A lot of noise from underneath the road. Very distracting. Center console's very basic, very elementary, no problems operating that while you're driving along. And the upholstery reminds me of office furniture. Steering, quite responsive, very agile, but for a small car this has quite a dangerous wobble to it. In fact, the more I drive this car, the more I'm aware of this noise underneath, and it's dreadful. Now give it a bit of a wiggle. A small car, trust me, should not boat about like that. It's going to be nearly impossible to control a car like that when it skids, and considering the size of this car, it's almost unheard of. Now, what really lets this car down is the engine. The engine is pathetic. It just, I mean, look, you wouldn't expect a big engine in a car this size, but the engine in this car, I think it must be off a lawnmower or something. It just will not go anywhere at all. If you've got to pull out at a roundabout and get into the flow of traffic, you're not going to do it with this car. If you've got to overtake something on a motorway, you're not going to do it in this car. It is a liability to have this car on the road, and I would strongly urge somebody who's thinking about buying one of these to completely diminish that notion and forget they even thought of it. This car, at the end of the day, is CRAP. It's not even worth buying as a cheap runaround. It's a rubbish car. There's no other way to put it. Don't buy it, whatever you do.